guys, today's video is sponsored by the OneFootball app. If you haven't done it already, head down to the description before this video starts, click the link and download it completely free of charge on iOS or Android. How you doing everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Charlton Athletic Career Mode. Now, we do have this game against Coventry to begin episode 9 off today. Are we going to sim it? Are we going to play it? I'm not fully decided. I actually think we might play it because I'm quite... I do want to do well in the FA Cup. I know it's very secondary to... In fact, no. It is secondary to our league form. I want a good cup run, but it's not going to be important enough to play. And I'm thinking as well, because it's a home draw, we might actually be able to pinch the victory in a sim here. So, unless we get to the latter stages of this tournament, I am going to sim them. So yeah, we're going to sim this game against Coventry, but we might rotate our lineup just a little bit. Now, I feel like this is a little bit of sarcasm from George Lapsley. He says, glad to see that you took my concerns seriously and you're prepared to help me get some first team action. I literally haven't played Lapsley since the beginning of the season in any competition as far as I remember. So I'm not sure if that's a bit of sarcasm from George, but I'm going to assume it's just a glitch. And maybe we'll consider getting Lapsley involved in this upcoming game. Maybe we won't. Let's find out. But actually, just before we find out, we do have our first report of our monthly scouting update from Mr. Bell. So let's go and have a look if he's recruited anybody any good for us. So this guy, well, Liang Mao and Chu Zi, both 70 overall is the maximum at the moment for Chizu, and 85 potential for both of these players. So yeah, we're gonna give these a little bit more time. Look at the amount of distance that this guy covers across the pitch in terms of his versatility and his positioning. That is a lot of different positions that he can play. Chizu, sorry. And Liang Mao is a goalkeeper. So we did select any position. So we are expecting this array of positions, but I didn't expect somebody so bloody versatile. So we'll probably, I think, you know what we'll do? I think we'll sign both of these players. Why not? We'll sign them both. And we'll see how they progress and if they're worth investing any training drills in and that kind of stuff. Also, you probably notice here there is an offer for Nicky Ajose. I have prematurely put him on the transfer list because the amount of strikers that we have at the club, he's just not getting a game. It's not fair to keep him at the club when he's not really in our plans. We've already got so many players ahead of him. Even Billy Clark is ahead of him. Then ahead of that, you've got Grant, you've got Taylor, you've got Vetterkelly, you've got Hackett Fairchild potentially coming through. And at the moment, you've also got Ward on loan. So yeah, Ajose, we could recuperate a little bit of money for him to invest into another player. But let's get into this game against Coventry. I'm going to change the lineup a little bit and we'll see how we do. So here we go. We're going to go in and sim this one. And like I said, guys, no huge dramas if we don't get the result we want out of this. We would like to go on a little run in the FA Cup, but it's not the end of the world if we are afforded the opportunity to concentrate more on the league. It's 1-1. Lainez gets a goal for us in the 22nd minute after Doyle put them 1-0 up. And as you can see, I've made quite a few changes. Marshall has picked up an injury there. Jamie Ward comes on in place of him on left midfield. And it's 65, 70 minutes played, still 1-1. This may go to a replay, actually, if it remains the score come the 90th minute. And yeah, it does. So that is probably the least ideal situation out of everything, a replay away at Coventry. But maybe, you know, good to put some extra minutes into some of these players' legs to keep them fresh and aware if they are needed in the league. So yeah, we'll take the positives. And worth noting here that as I've just completed this week's training drills, Tariq Fosu has finally gone up to a 70. Now, in my opinion, he should have been a 70 or at least a 69 from the word go on FIFA 19. Basically, he is such a good player, probably our star player at the club, one of a few, but definitely one of our star players at least. And yeah, his finishing got up to a 72 now, so I'm expecting a few more goals from Tariq Fosu. We just need to get his passing and dribbling stats up a little bit, and then he'll probably be looking at like a 72, 73 by the end of the season, which is really good. And just some further notes on the extent of Mark Marshall's injury. He is out for 6 weeks now, so we are very, very lacking in the wide departments of midfield. So yeah, that is bad news, definitely. And yeah, Mark Marshall out for a fair few weeks there. So it's the 11th of December and we have a very important away fixture at Blackpool. Now, last season in real life, I was afforded the opportunity to actually be on the official commentary team for this game. I know, I ended up going on about it. But it was a very, very miserable night at Blackpool. It was right at the end of Carl Robinson's tenure and after a fair few losses, consecutive losses at that. So let's go and try and rectify that with this away game at Blackpool, a very good League One side, a very historic club. I think they've previously had a Ballon d'Or winner, Blackpool, so there's a little stat for you to take into the rest of your day if you want, if you choose to. There we go though, we're going to play Blackpool away. Let's try and get another 3 points and get Charlton closer to that automatic spot, or those 2 automatic spots actually, at the top of League One. And so as always, here is the opposition starting 11. Howard in goal, Turton, Tilt, Hennigan and Bunny at the back. Jay Spearing, the ex-Liverpool midfielder, captains the side, and they also have Ryan and Guy ahead of him in midfield. McLaughlin on the right, Taylor on the left, and Clayton, the number 10, up front. Now let's turn our attention as always to Charlton Athletic. Dylan Phillips in goal, Deke Still at right back, Patrick Bauer and Jason Pearce in the middle of defence. Left back is Lewis Page again, Lanez and Fosu on the wide positions of midfield. Forster, Kaski and Aribo as always in midfield. And Vetterkelly and Taylor again start up front together. Let's see if they can continue their blistering form against Blackpool in League One. Jason Pearce from the back into Aribo, our player of the month for November, sorry, if you remember. He's going to play in Forster Kaski, who's going to play in Lanez, and I can see a runner here. And who is this at the back post? It's Lyle Taylor. Oh, what a goal from the number 9, Lyle Taylor. Jesus Christ. He hit that so sweetly, and he's going to do the worm as a result of an emphatic finish, an aerial acrobatic finish from the number 9. What a goal from Lyle Taylor. That's going to be goal of the month, surely. How many better goals can we score than that in the month of December? Look at this. Wow. Lanez with the cross and Lyle Taylor with the finish. 1-0 Charlton. Run for me, Lanez. Forster Kaski finds Lanez again. And is Tariq Fosu going to be able to make a late run in here? He is. Tariq Fosu near post. Saved by the keeper. Unlucky Tariq. Oh, he's giving the ball away here. Lanez again. It's going to be dinked in for... Oh, again for Tariq Fosu, I believe. Oh, and they nearly got the ball all the way through there, but it's going to be Patrick Bauer to give it back to Lanez. Lanez again now. Nice bit of skill. Lanez is really, really good for us. Tries to poke the ball inside, and away it goes from Blackpool. Here come Blackpool now, and the ball comes in. Away, Aribo's got to deal with this to Lanez. Lanez is always such a good outlet, and he's going to try and switch the play here to Tariq Fosu. Beautiful pass. If Fosu can get this under control, he does quite well. Takes it back inside. He's going to pass it over here to Forster Kaski. Back to Lanez. Oh, a little bit overhit there, but Lanez is going to be able to do something here, is he? He's going to put the cross in, and oh, another acrobatic effort, and it's going to be a goal kick, so that means Fosu did actually get that off and just didn't execute it as well as Lyle Taylor did earlier. Let's have a look at that. Oh, connected sweetly with the ball, just completely put it in the wrong direction. Joe Aribo doing his defensive work there as the halftime whistle goes, and the score is 1-0 to Charlton. We could have had 2 or 3 in that half, to be honest. Let's hope that the Blackpool team don't use that as motivation to have a much better second half. Halftime scores there, Walsall winning, Sunderland drawing, and Scunthorpe winning again against Gillingham. So we do need the 3 points to keep up with the top 2 in this game. So let's make sure we keep this 1-0 score or even build on it. And this is going to be a chance for Blackpool away from Jason Pearce doing his defensive work very well there. And oh, comes off the ref, and that is good for us because it gets us a chance to go up the field with Lyle Taylor. We know he's a pacey player. He's pretty much outpaced the entire Blackpool team here. He's going to have to take this back inside. It's Lanez now. Lanez in the box. Lanez still, and away from Blackpool, but the danger not over. What a pass that was. And Vetterkelly to Forster Kaski. Let's return it. Nice from Tariq Fosu again. We've still got the ball here. What are we going to do with it? Forster Kaski into Lyle Taylor. Oh, we've lost it. That was a lovely pass, though, there from Tariq Fosu. Vetterkelly to Taylor. Lanez has got a lot of space to work with here. Lanez, nice touch. Gets the ball in. Are we going to get the header? Oh, Howard just manages to get there ahead of Lyle Taylor, who was in there ready to pounce. Here's Lanez. Taking our time here. We're 1-0 up and it's 87 minutes play. Can we keep the ball until the 90th minute? I think we possibly can. Here's Lanez. Going to take the ball back inside. Nice. Lanez over here to Forster Kaski, to Vetterkelly, to Taylor, to Fosu almost. And here is Lanez in the box now. Lanez, is he going to find somebody? He is. It's going to be Fosu. Fosu turns. Fosu strikes. Fosu scores. What a goal again from Tariq Fosu. He's going to go over and slide near the linesman. And Tariq Fosu celebrates a nice goal yet again. And Tariq Fosu, you can really tell that he's been upgraded by a few ratings since we began this, because he's just a lot more nippy. His finishing is improved. And he's got both feet as well. He can use both feet. That was a really nice, calm finish. And again, quite a powerful side foot from our number 11. And Tariq Fosu is on fire. Here's a Jose. Jose just fresh off the bench to Cullen, and as Cullen takes his touch, it does take us past the final whistle, and the game has ended. Blackpool 0, Charlton 2. So revenge from last season is complete. More pressure on the top 2 as well, hopefully complete. We'll have a look at their results soon. And a really, really good performance. That was one of my best performances playing with Charlton on this career mode so far. Tariq Fosu, really nice goal at the end. Taylor with the other goal, and yeah, really nice, really nice performance from Charlton, and we'll see the team ratings in a second. So Diego Lainez picks up another man of the match performance in this career mode. He has proven to be such a good signing. He provided both of the assists for our goals, and obviously the goals came from Tariq Fosu and Lyle Taylor. Jose and Cullen only got 6 and 6.2, but that was because they came on literally in like the 89th minute. Everybody else on 7s and 8s. Diego Lainez obviously on his 9.3, but yeah, good performance from everybody. Vettelli though had a bit of a quiet game that time, so maybe it's time to get Grant back involved in the first team action alongside Taylor. That was a dream partnership at the beginning of this career mode, and it may continue to be into the latter stages of the season. Just as you can see there, Scunthorpe won and Sunderland drew, so we've sort of cut the gap on them, and Scunthorpe must have gone top. No, they're on joint on 42 points now, so we are 3 points behind both the league leaders and the league runners-up as well. So we have drawn the gap back to 3 points, and that is very possible for us to get back into that automatic position. So we are going to go all the way through December and sim all of the games that we have in December, unless, and I haven't looked at the calendar, we come up against Sunderland or Scunthorpe, because that is going to be such an important game and we want to have it in our hands really. So unless we come up against Sunderland or Scunthorpe, maybe even Fleetwood, Luton or Wickham, we will continue and sim all the games, starting with this home game against Wimbledon. So this is going to be a really important one. Can we see Scunthorpe or Sunderland drop points and Charlton claim the 3 points? That is the ideal situation, which would put us on identical points with one of the two. So let's go into this game against Wimbledon and see how we've lined up. Grant does get ahead of Vettelli in the pecking order for this one-off game. Let's see if he can reward our faith and trust in him with a goal. Lyle Taylor does. As always, our number 9 Lyle Taylor scores in the 9th minute and puts us 1-0 up against Wimbledon. This could be a thrashing considering how early that goal was, but I can't get too complacent, can't get too cocky. Wimbledon could quite easily equalise if they felt like it, but Charlton need to hold on here. 60 odd minutes played and it's still 1-0. We're going to see another 1-0 victory at the Valley like we did just, I think, last episode against Bristol Rovers. We are 90 minutes played, another 3 points and another goal from Lyle Taylor. Nothing from Grant, but he may well have provided the assist, we don't know. But we just want to find out whether Sunderland or Scunthorpe drop points, and it's gone to the FA Cup replay, which is our next game. So let's have a look at the standings, change the competition to League 1. And we are still third, and they both got a win in their last game. That's rather annoying, but we'll live with it, you know. We are definitely cutting ourselves adrift from 4th place, and, you know, we're doing well, and we just need to keep the pressure on Sunderland and Scunthorpe because we can get in there, I'm telling you. And so into our next game, it's the replay of the FA Cup tie against Coventry. We've gone a little bit stronger, but still made a fair few rotations. We've kept Phillips in goal this time. We've also kept Pearce at the back. We've also kept Fosu and Vettelli, and they actually take the lead in the 3rd minute through Andreu, and hopefully our boys can respond. Vettelli does respond. We've also got Jamie Ward playing in right midfield in place of Lainez. It's still 1-1. Ward actually picks up an injury, and he's not with us for much longer actually, because he's going to return to his parent club Nottingham Forest rather soon. It's still 1-1. A few subs are made. Cullen comes on. Bakayoko scores the goal. He actually scored the goal in real life that Coventry were victorious, and they are victorious again, and it's 2-1 to Coventry. We are out of the FA Cup, and maybe the FA Cup this season was just a distraction from our main task, which was, of course, to get back into the Championship. We're doing a rather good job of making that possible for ourselves come the end of the season. And now let's get into our next league game against Gillingham and put that 2-1 loss in the cup behind us. Jamie Ward's out for 7 days, so nothing too drastic, but he is, like I said, going to leave us in a few days anyway. Okay, so let's get into this home game against Gillingham then. We've reverted back to what is, you guys know, and what I consider to be pretty much my strongest starting 11. You've become familiar with it. Only Grant and Vettelli is the only headache I'm having. Aribo gets a goal for us in the 14th minute, and we are 1-0 up at the Valley against Gillingham. Can we get a second one to put it out of sight and out of mind? Taylor does actually get a second. Wilkinson pulls one back though just after half time, and hopefully we can hang on to this 2-1 win, maybe even grab a third for ourselves. No subs made. Fosu does get the 3rd goal for us, and hopefully that is it. And are we going to beat them 3-1? That is 3-1 after 90 minutes. And Charles Cook and Hanlon there. Hanlon actually didn't come off the bench, but both present in the Gillingham squad. We have come out on top though. 3 points on the board for Charlton, and a good victory there. Taylor Fosu, and was it Aribo? I can't remember who scored the other one. Sorry, it literally just happened and I've already forgotten. But anyway, we won. And as you can see, I've accepted this Nicky Jose offer for 450 grand. Sorry, I actually upped it to 520 grand with a 10% sell-on fee. So we'll see if that materialises. And let's see if that has affected our league standing. Still, Scunthorpe and Sunderland picking up wins, and we're still 3 points behind them. So despite the fact that we're winning, Scunthorpe and Sunderland continue to win as well. So let's see if we can do it in the next game, probably our final game of the month here on the 26th. And I think that looks like Coventry City, the opponent. Okay, guys, so I've had a little time to reconsider. And if you have a look at the calendar here, we actually have a game against Coventry away and another game against Barnsley, both of which are very, very good, important games. I want to play at least one of them, so we're going to save it for another episode. And then that last episode will probably take us in to the January transfer window. And that will be a very, very exciting time. We'll be able to use the rather small transfer budget that we have to acquire some players. Again, look at some maybe free contract players and keep the pressure on Sunderland and Scunthorpe at the top of this league. So for now, guys, I'm just going to end this episode with having a look through our squad ratings yet again. Grant on a 67 with Taylor up front, Fosu up to a 70 now, Lanez up to a 72, Aribo and Forster Kaski on 69 and 68 respectively. Sarah's come in because I had just put him in as Bauer was a little bit fatigued, but Bauer is our sort of number one centre-back. 71, he's actually gone up one. Deek's still up to a 68 now, so he's matching Chris Solly's rating, which is really, really good to see for the young 22-year-old versatile player. Yeah, Bauer and Pearce on 71 and 70, Page up to a 67, sorry. And on our bench as well, we've got a few players raising down in the youths, or the youth players raising, sorry. That is Masco, who's gone up from a 51 to a 54. I think he hasn't changed since the last time we checked. Yeah, Bielik the same. Bloomberg, again, he will nearly be a 60, which will make him a very usable centre-back at only 20 years old. And Naby Sarr's also gone up to a 68. I don't know if he had gone up since last time. But yeah, that is our squad, guys. And we have two hugely important games next time, so make sure you stay tuned on the Charlton Athletic Career Mode. Make sure you leave a like on this one, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you just ahead of the January transfer window next time on the Charlton Career Mode. See you later, guys, and sweet.